Welcome back to Falcon Blues TV. Hope you're all doing alright. Everton winning on the roads at Molineux. Wolves 2, Everton 3. Goals from Beto, Iliman and Dye and Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall sealed the 3 points for the Toffees. Now I know Paul's done a video from Molineux there, and he did say he'd leave the tactical side to me because, you know, he's happy singing. He'll be happy singing on the coach all the way home as well. But as I said in yesterday's video with the Wolfpack, I expected goals. I expected it to be an exciting game, plenty of goals, plenty of skill from the Toffees, absolutely superb, plenty of tension as well. You know, going in, 3-2 at the very end, towards the end of the game, and just making it easy for themselves. But we'll talk about the goals first. Obviously, the first coming from Beto. Some really good work again from Jack Grealish. Another assist for the handsome one. Headed assist this time. You know, he can do it all. He can do it with his feet. He can do it with his head. Lad's got the lot. Beto making it 1-0. Gave away a poor goal. This is where we need to start looking. You know, defensively we're looking a bit shaky at the moment, and we're still conceding silly goals. Great ball in for Hwang to put it away, but again, silly, poor defending. Keane coming across to get the. Maybe could have done better to stop the cross, but Tarkowski, Garner and Michalenko all looking at it, and also Jordan Pickford's in the middle of nowhere for the equaliser. But okay, fine. Next up, a goal from Iliman and Dye. Again, great work from Grealish. Lays it off. Again, this is what we've lacked, where we're trying to put the ball in across the box from the byline, from anywhere. Just put that ball in the danger zone. Beto makes a nice dummy and then Dye's right behind him to slot it away and make it 2-0, make it 2-1, and doesn't get booked for celebrating. So apparently it's okay to celebrate and imitate a wolf, but you're not allowed to imitate a seagull. Who knew? So, okay. And then, we make it 3-1 with an absolute rip snorter of a goal from Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. More work from Jack Grealish, picking it up in the middle of the park. Carries it 20-30 yards. Lays a neat little touch into Dewsbury-Hall. In fact, was the second goal Dewsbury-Hall as well? Might have been actually, but again, still work from Jack Grealish. It was actually it was Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall with the layoff, but it was still work from Grealish, who's, if we're going to pay 50 million now, pay 51. But as I said, the goal from Dewsbury-Hall, absolutely tall and superb. Shades of Dwight McNeil against Brighton away. That time where he just had acres of space, he just had the chance, and he just let rip, and it's in the back of the net. And then a silly equaliser, a silly goal to concede to make it 3-2. And then it was almost like panic stations for 15-20 minutes there. He took off Garner, he took off Beto, he took off Grealish, he brought on Cherno Barry, who didn't really offer much. Probably, I think he needs to actually start the game rather than actually be brought on. It's not like Beto where he can be brought on to be a bit of a battering ram. I don't think Barry's that kind of player. I think he needs to build into the game and be involved in the midfield, much like he was on Wednesday against Mansfield. Similarly, he's taking the ball into midfield, laying it off, making the run. Wasn't quite able to do that, but I also think that was halfway down to the pressure that we were under a little bit with Wolves, just trying to actually get that equaliser. And fair play to them for giving it a go, because the first half wasn't great, but the second half, by our own defensive mistakes, we've caused our own issues, and that needs to be cut out. So it'd be interesting to see now. Obviously, the goal that's come, they both come from the left hand side, and we've got to start worrying. Michalenko, Keane, and that Keane was great. I thought Keane didn't put a foot wrong. I still think he probably could have done better with the cross, but then the three in the middle could have done that as well. Tarkowski again, wasn't really great, but is also isn't the Tarkowski we know at the moment, so it's a little bit weird. Jake O'Brien isn't the right back, but he's filling in for that spot, so maybe that's an opportunity that we need to be looking at. Two new fullbacks is what we really need. We really need a defensive midfielder similar to Gay's mould, Garner Gay. And you know, because now we're getting it right at the top end, which we haven't done in years, and we're struggling a little bit at the back, a little bit shaky. I'm not panicking. We're just thinking there could be, you know, some changes that we need to just make sure we actually have an actual left back, an actual right back, you know, that kind of thing, rather than having square pegs round holes with, you know, your right back's a centre half, you know. But we'll wait and see. You know, there's talk of Thomas Souček coming in from West Ham. Be interesting because similar. I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of them, but my thoughts are similar in a way to like Decore. You know, plenty of running in him and a lot of the engine work and just keeps the ball. I think he's behind Jared Bowen. He scored the most goals for West Ham over the last 3 or 4 seasons or something like that. So, you know, there's goals in there as well. You know, so it'd be interesting. But Chimiti also going off to Rangers and a potential permanent deal, round about £8 million. I've not seen enough for Chimiti that says he will figure in this Everton side. He's been injured a lot, an awful lot. But I think if we can cut our losses with it now and sell him back to Kevin Felwell, then, you know, I've got no problem with that. But we've got a nice little international break coming up now, which is exactly what we needed. I had to go in with 3 points there, sitting pretty in 5th. The Handsoms in 5th place, you know, just breaking down the door of the top 5 spots there. Let's keep that going. This is momentum we need to do. We've finished the 3 games that we need to. Leeds will always probably be that one we'll look at and go, fuck's sake, you know what I mean? But 3 wins in 3 games in the league and in the League Cup is spot on. It's a good return for a team that we thought, you know, were we going to actually have a side in this Premier League this season? But the answer is yes, and we're 5th, and that's all that matters. 3-2 to the Handsoms. Brilliant. So let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you're liking and subscribing to the channel as always. We are nearly at 5,000 subscribers. We're about 30 away. 30 people. You all subscribe and we'll be your mates for life. If you're new to the channel, we've seen that there's, you know, our stats are showing that there's loads of people who are brand new to the channel. Lots and lots of people. Just click the subscribe button. And if you're on YouTube Premium, you won't see our adverts, so you'll be sound, so you'll be able to watch us without adverts, and you're helping out a wonderful fan channel. So, up fucking toffees, Colin Chong, see you in 2 weeks.